What is going on, Clippers fans? Welcome to Season 4, Episode 3 of Clips and Dip. I am Chuck Mockler, joined by Adam Osland and William Updike. We're hopefully your favorite Clippers podcast. If not, hopefully top 3, because then we'd be kind of pushing it ranking-wise. We're very excited today. We got a mailbag episode, which is a good time. Kind of a slow news week. Chris Paul is back. Adam, Will, how are we feeling now that Chris Paul is back? Do you feel has
honestly,
the loop been closed?
I don't know if it was the same for him, because you kind of saw his response with the extended sort of cheering and applause. It stirred up a lot more for me than I guess I was expecting it to. Like, we all knew it was going to be sort of like, a monumentous thing. I mean, he really is a huge part of bringing legitimacy to this franchise. And like, he and Blake and DeAndre and that whole era, really paved the way for everything that's come since, which hasn't resulted in a championship, but it has resulted in a heck of a lot of great memories.
And that's the number one goal. Who made the most memes during the year? Adam, how are you with this?
The championships lost, we made along the way.
Yeah.
I'm good. I feel the same way. The nostalgia did start to hit me watching the press conference with CP3. And my first year doing this job was his last year in 2017 with the Clippers. So I don't know. I like it. I'm very excited about this. Yeah, I don't know if there's any numerology or full circle moment for me as I try to steal the stage from
numerology.
CP3.
Wait, yeah, let's get into it.
I just mean, like, I didn't think I'd only get 1 year, and I'm not going to.
There you go. That's great. I think, did we start doing Locked On Clippers the same year, Adam? You started doing Clippers Talk?
No, I think our first year was the year after. I think it was 18, 19.
18, 19, okay. Yeah.
You and I were just having long conversations that weren't recorded
at work. Yeah. Yeah, seeing it happen. They posted a great graphic today. They had his, the old graphic of him doing behind the back pass and then new Chris Paul catching it. I thought that was really cool. Like, the feeling, seeing the fans' reaction was phenomenal too. Like, people crying, CP3 got emotional. Like, it was good. Was already very excited for the season, but now I'm like, hell yeah, we got a little goodwill built up. Hopefully things don't change. He did say it might not be his last year. But I feel good. I feel better about this team than the last time we recorded, which I didn't think would be possible. And frankly, terrifies me.
My heart is full. And it really cleansed the palate after Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh. We'll get into Happy Gilmore.
No spoilers, folks. 1/3 of the pod.
No spoilers. If you're hanging out with us at youtube.com/@ClippersPodcast, thank you. If you'd like to watch us, see how emotional we become talking about Happy Gilmore 2 or 65, or how good this Clippers team is going to be, please subscribe. It's a fun time. We are getting into these mailbag questions. Oh, but wait, hold on. I have an official Clips and Dip shout out we have to give to Adam Osland. One of our co-hosts here. You exposed the AI in the use of the Men's Health article on Luka. They figured out that when you posted, like, he doesn't have a vertical on the combine stats from that year.
He wasn't at the combine.
You posting that led to people, like, they used AI to write that. And then they had to retract a bunch of shit. Kudos to you. That was rad.
They retracted it?
Yeah, they apologized and were like, yeah, we had some stuff in here.
How are you not checking?
Dude, I don't know.
Like, you don't even have to write the article anymore. Dude, just check.
What was the verbiage on their
I don't remember the exact. I don't think they named
see this. Was I mentioned or what?
They did not mention you. You did not get added.
Okay, that post though did get me the most impressions I've ever gotten on a Twitter post.
You were on the front page of the NBA subreddit. The only reason I went there was because I saw you on there.
It says it's over 3 million.
Damn. I didn't realize there was a freaking celebrity in our midst.
Dude, I know, dog. I can't wait did he bring caviar as his dip? Kudos. Good shit. AI sucks.
No, I just recently had gone through some of the statistics posted on NBA.com for combine stuff just to see, because now they actually have a dunk stat that they keep the last couple of years too. That's aside from NBA Combine, but the advanced stuff has gotten insane. And so I was like, wait a second, Luka, there's no way he had a 42-inch vertical. And then I was like, was he even at the Combine? I go back and look, no, he wasn't there. He was still in Europe. He didn't participate in it. So where's this number coming from? It's just, yeah, I believe Jordan has a 48-inch vertical, which is also a myth before I believe this.
Yeah, I don't think Luka's putting up a 42 on the vert.
Yeah, he's higher than a 42-inch vertical now. That's fucking insane.
Do you know what Kawhi's was? 32. Yeah, I think
he's taller though. It's less room to the basket, so it doesn't really matter as much.
That's
the
true.
Clippers did draft the guy with the highest vert ever. Do you know who that was?
Oh,
no, who is it?
Who?
Highest tested vert at the NBA Combine.
Because I feel like I know it. Who was
Keon.
It? Yeah, I was like, I thought it was
Keon.
I think he had a 48.
And look at him now.
Putting it to use.
Something to it. Must be something to it. But yeah, kudos. That was a great call out. Okay, we have mailbag madness. We got expectations, rotation, roster, and then some fun ones. Okay, I spin back 04. Thank you for sending these to the Twitter, by the way. I believe I posted this on YouTube, and I'm going to be honest, I forgot to grab the questions or the answers. So send them to us on Twitter.
On YouTube posts?
Yeah, I did. Dude, people, the real diehards engage with the YouTube posts. I spin back 04 says, Clippers won 50 games last season. Kawhi missed a large portion of the season. Knowing the roster got better, does this team even have a chance to win 60?
60 feels insane. 60 assumes Kawhi plays 60 games, and I don't even know that I want that.
That's a good point.
So OKC won 67 games last year in the West, and they were missing Chet for a couple of months. Otherwise, they win 70. But did Houston, the next best team record-wise, win 53? I think it was somewhere around there, 52 or 53.
Let me check.
Maybe I'm thinking of the 3 seed. 3 seed was the 52, yeah. The 3 seed was 50, right?
Yeah, the 3, 4, 5 was.
There you go.
The 6 was 49. Jesus.
So when you have
that is the optimism side too. Is the Clippers weren't that far away from a second seed.
No, but when you have that many teams, that many competitive teams that closely matched, it drives down records or beating each other up outside of the best team in the league.
We also need to remember that they won 8 games in a row to end the season and 10 out of their last 11. They were playing playoff. We've talked about it. They were playing playoff basketball the last 2 weeks of the season.
They were so tired in that game 7.
Yeah, that's why.
If they can win 18 of every 21 games, then we'll be good.
Oh, shit. Yeah. And then also, I think, and this is where I think this is a good question because it is a better roster than the start of the season for sure. There's a gel period there. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to see some.
The Shoals period.
Yes, there's going to be tinker and tie to the max. Like, there's going to be some time. There's going to be some hiccups, and it's fine to not win 60. I just want to be top 4.
60 feels way too difficult. Could we win more than 50? I mean, I'm definitely not ruling it out.
Yeah,
I agree. I initially just wanted home court. I am still leaning on the stat that says there's only 2 teams ever that were not top 3 that won NBA championships. I'm like, if they could get the 3 spot in the West, then I'd really feel good.
That's doable. That's in the cards. I don't think 1 is happening.
No.
And I hope I get clipped for saying this because that means that they had the best regular season maybe of all time.
You'd have to quit the podcast, dude.
I will quit the podcast if the Clippers get the 1 seed. But it will start when our season starts, which
of course.
Be the next draft. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the best podcast material, quitting.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly.
They don't love you till you're gone, you know?
Yeah.
I am interested to see, and I know this isn't a betting podcast. I'm only going to bring this one thing. Last year, Vegas disrespected the Clippers. 37 wins. interested to see what it's going to be this year. That's all we got to say about it. I know we don't do betting stuff, but
I just don't know why you would project less than a winning season. Like 40. If the Vegas line was at 42, I'd be like, okay, that's a tough one to call. Taking the money line.
Are there not any over-unders out yet?
I'm sure there are, but
way too early. Too early for Chuck's pocket.
I mean,
yeah, I'm waiting until game 80, 81. I'm putting that bet down.
Way too late for degenerates, though. They wanted this like a month ago.
Yeah, that's true.
They wanted this in the first round series. Okay, cool. But what are the Clippers going to be looked at next year winning?
Jump on it. All right.
Real ones bet after the draft on the season.
When the season starts, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, Gabe Moreau, who asked a lot of questions, but I picked this one. Thoughts on using Dunn differently this year, especially in the playoffs with the addition of Lopez? How much do you think we will see him as a point guard like he was in Utah, often in a 5-out look? Do you see him in a short roll, Bruce Brown-like role now that you have spacing at center?
Bruce Brown is a slasher and better shooter. I don't think I would love that if his offense was better. He's just not as capable. Bruce Brown takes guys off the dribble. Like, he can create for himself pretty easily.
And I guess who's handling the ball if Kris Dunn is the roll man? Like, he's running a pick and roll.
Inverted pick and rolls?
Or like Brook Lopez?
Yeah, with Brook Lopez as the passer. Inverted pick and rolls.
It feels like it helps Brook Lopez, but it doesn't help Kris Dunn because they're not going to fall into the perimeter. Like, if a big is on Kris Dunn, they're not going to try and like close out really fast on Kris Dunn on the perimeter.
Well, it's not like he's known for just punishing smaller players on him and always taking advantage of matchups like that. So
Bruce Brown has the size too.
He's a bowling ball. Respectfully, like, I don't see it happening. I dug into the stats too because I was curious because Gabe said, do you think we'll see him as a point guard like he was in Utah off in a 5-out look? And I was like, I didn't know this Gabe guy watched this much Jazz basketball. But I looked up the primary ball handler stats for him in the pick and roll. He's actually pretty good when he was on Utah. 22, 23, 4 possessions per game, 1.1 points per possession. Pretty solid. 23, 24, it seemed like they realized he was too good at it, and they ran it 1 time per game. And he had 0.69 points per possession. But then I looked at the roll man stats because this question asked, do you see him in a short roll? He never did that.
I wonder,
but who would he have in any of those fits?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think they're adding a new wrinkle to Kris Dunn's game.
I think what can help him more than anything is just going up against second units more often.
For sure.
That's what's going to have him flourishing more. Just showing that he was somebody that could start, and defensively he can guard anybody, but maybe there is more he's going to show to his game on the offensive end because he's going to be guarded most likely by worse players in the second unit.
Yeah, I like that if he's like an initiator on the offense. Look, I mean, he clearly, I think, has some liabilities and limitations as a primary ball handler. And I think that we even saw an improvement in season last year to better than it was.
I was believing so hard. I was like, this could be okay.
Yeah. But I mean,
I thought he was going to be better coming into the season based off the Utah stuff too.
I did too. But I thought that we did see an improvement in season from where it started out because I was very low on him as a primary ball handler. Like when we first started getting looks at it, I was like, oh, I guess I had always thought he was a lot better of a facilitator and an initiator just because of how long people have wanted him on this team. Look, I don't think for where a guy like Kris Dunn is at in his career that you need to reinvent the wheel, man. He just needs to improve the things that we already need him to do. Like he really just needs to knock down open threes. And I like Adam's point of like, if he can punish second units a little bit like that, that all the better. That's great. But in terms of like meaningful basketball minutes, he just needs to work on the things that we already have him doing. I don't see Kris Dunn right now as a player who falls out of the rotation in the playoffs because of the way that we're using him. I feel like it's it's more of a self-limitation.
He's a stopper. He's one of the best perimeter defenders just
Absolutely.
in the league.
But like,
bench.
offensively, he's going to be used the same way. He just needs to improve at the same things. Like, I don't know what to.
Yeah.
And he's 31, 32 now. I don't know how much he's improving. Yeah. He's like a career 32% 3-point shooter. What did he shoot last year? A little bit above that? Maybe, 35%. If he could get there, that would be big. But I will say, when he had most of his limitations, or when he really showed that his playmaking was lacking at times, it was in high leverage situations where teams are giving maximum effort late in games, and he's going up against ones. If he's going up against the second unit in late first quarter, early second quarter type of stuff, lower leverage stakes, like, I think he's much more capable of running stuff. Like, totally. So I don't think that's crazy.
And we have better reserves, right? Like, he's going to run the pick and roll with, like, Brook Lopez, like, with a very good guy running the pick and roll.
He was top 5 as a roller last year in points per possession.
Yeah.
Brook Lopez. He was great.
And like the spacing, Lopez is like.
You're talking PPP?
Triple P.
Part of this question is legit, though, because I don't think he's going to be Bruce Brown in the short roll now that there's a spacing center, but it makes his life easier on offense now that there's a spacing center out there overall.
Yes. Yeah, and I agree with that. And I like this question. And Gabe,
shout out Gabe.
Yeah, Gabe raises some great points. I just think it's more of like an enhancement of the player that he already is versus like sort of a reinvention of the wheel. Because I don't see – there are guys on this Clippers team and throughout Ty Lue's tenure that I feel like have maybe been used in their position or maybe not to their full extent. To me, Kris Dunn is not really one of those guys.
In the second unit, let's say if he's playing next to Bradley Beal or next to CP3 in the backcourt.
I bet he will.
Next to Bogi.
Okay, let's think of all 3 of those players and where they're at defensively. I hope Kris Dunn is playing next to those.
What about why? What about James Harden?
Sure, yeah.
No, I just, he may be able to spread his wings a little bit more on the offensive end this season coming off the bench.
Yeah. He's also.
No, I like that point. I think that him not facing like prime defenses and like super locked in teams is going to be great.
And that's what's nice too, is that it's helping it so we don't have those nights theoretically where it's like, okay, why are Kawhi and James playing 36 tonight against this team that we should probably, you know what I mean? Like maybe the bench didn't do their job or something last year. Now we have more insurance that the bench can just take care of things. And we don't have to, not waste, but you know what I'm saying? Expel those minutes add up.
Theoretically, yes.
Theoretically, it's our year.
I remember talking to Law about, why that team was so good defensively in 21-22 while only having Paul George for 30 games. They were missing Kawhi all year long. It was simply that they had Isaiah Hartenstein, who was putting out a great effort defensively and holding it down and being a very solid and maybe the best backup center in the league at that time. And the Clippers also now have a starting caliber center as their backup. That continuity of having that defensive anchor, that last line of defense, and having someone who has been great at it historically, I think that's going to hold things together on the defensive end so much more.
I like that you brought up Kris Dunn's age too. He's 31, I think, this year, and then he's making like $5 million this year, and then $5.5 million next year, and then he's a UFA when he's 32 or 33. So he is somewhat playing for. He could make more than $5 million a year if he has these next 2 years, obviously. But I think that maybe I'm putting that in the kind of like, it's not a contract year, but he could really help himself by having just like Will, what you said, just getting better at the things that he clearly needs to get better at.
I think he's making more than Bruce Brown this year, by the way. Keep paralleling those guys. Didn't Bruce Brown sign on the veterans minimum somehow to go back to Denver?
It's 1 year for $3 million. Shit, I would have liked that.
I know that obviously he wanted to get back there badly.
Yeah. Young man asking, that is their username. Deep rotations don't generally work out due to rhythm issues. We know that. But given the skill level of our super old vets, could we see a 10 to 11 man rotation? Our pace and rim protection could produce slow, low-scoring games that keep our whole roster fresh for the postseason.
So remember at the beginning of the last season when the Golden State Warriors were going 11, 12 deep and it was working at first and people thought they were going to revolutionize the game. And then it did kind of come back to haunt them with not enough guys staying in rhythm or guys complaining about minutes or Kaminga. I think Pods, there was an issue there. And then injuries come and eventually like you get back down to an 8-9 man rotation anyways. I think he's going with a 9-man rotation if they're fully healthy. Like, first of all, they're probably only going to have all 11 of the Pacific
Right.
Ocean's 11, as La Murray has dubbed them, together for maybe 20 to 25 games at most. And during those 20 to 25 games, I would imagine he still goes with a 9-man rotation. And now that could be what you could say is over the course of a week, could you see 11 different guys playing while they are fully healthy? It's just one night CP3's playing, another night he's not, even though he's healthy. That's something I think that's very plausible.
Yeah, what was Boston's rotation last year? Because I feel like they run
Well,
they were fairly deep.
As Bill Simmons pointed out, Boston may have actually revolutionized how to build a roster, which is you want to have 15 guys who are all very good.
You want to have the most good guys on your roster.
That's how you get that 15-man rotation.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree to Adam's point is that like it's best, like it's a rarefied scenario that it's going to be like everyone available 11 deep. And I just don't see
Ty's not running 11.
I was gonna say I've just never like I've just seen no indication that would be Ty Lue's rotation for like a full season, especially if it was coming at the expense of guys being in rhythm.
And like Chris Paul's talked about, and like what did Lawrence Frank say with the statement of Chris Paul coming? Like in the reserve role or whatever that quote. Well, like we're not. It seems let me timestamp this as of 6:28 p.m. on July 29th. That Chris Paul understands the role. The team has laid it out pretty clearly what it's going to be when everyone's healthy. Like, yeah, Ty Lue. And how often does this fan base clamor that Ty plays one guy? You know what I mean? Like, there's always one guy out. The issue with a deep roster on paper is there's always one guy out, right? Like,
yeah, how many examples are there of a team being so deep and it becoming this huge problem eventually?
Would love that problem.
Yeah, that's one of those good problems to have because it's just unrealistic to have it for more than 20 and 25 games in a season. Everybody available to go, especially on a team this old.
Yeah. I like that weekly thing, though. It'll be interesting. Like, we should look like at the weekly total minutes of guys when everyone's healthy. That's a good.
I bet you have a week where you play 3 or 4 games, or let's say they no longer do 4 and 7, but they are 5 and 7, but they'll do like a 6 and 9 stretch. I think over those 6 games, if everybody's healthy, when we're talking back to backs here, yeah, you're going to see everybody play. That's a part of the 11-man deep rotation, just not every night, every game.
Yeah, it is a good question, though. It is a large rotation. Will, what's this next question we got?
This next question we got, let me pull it up there. This is Califuya, who wants to know, with the addition of CP3, how slow is our pace going to be? And with the addition of CP3 and Collins, will that second unit with DJJ be Lob City 2.0? Fellas, your thoughts?
Somebody said to me yesterday, they got to do some type of tribute night for Lob City. And I'm like, oh, there's going to be tributes when DJ and John Collins are throwing it down off of lobs from CP3. I do think there's going to be some Lob City 2.0 going on here. As it pertains to pace, I never worry that much about pace because it's doesn't always correlate with, okay, so the 10 best teams play at the 10 fastest paces. That's just not what it is in the NBA. It's a style of play. It doesn't tell you that if you're playing faster, that necessarily means you're one of the better teams in the NBA or not.
Well, fast means good is my counterpoint.
You can lose fast.
Actually, I was going to say, look up the points, look up the possessions per game, because I bet the Raptors were pretty close up there. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll bring up pace from last season and see how many of these teams. Okay, Memphis had the number one pace in the regular season. Chicago was second. Atlanta was third. The Wizards were fourth. Did I make my point? Oklahoma City is fifth. Utah is sixth. Indiana was seventh. So the two finals teams did make it into the top 10. Denver eighth. Toronto ninth. Cleveland 10th. So it is a mixed bag at best with some of the worst teams in the NBA playing fast.
And this team has never been designed to play fast. Paul George and Kawhi with that acquisition or not, let's make this a really fast team. Right? Like it's
wasn't their best offense their slowest year?
I think you're right, actually. Like
in the 2-1-3 era.
And this is, I'm sure we'll say this again, but the pace slows down in the playoffs.
Yeah. Oklahoma City was getting like a possession less per game. Indiana looks like in the playoffs, they were getting about 3 less possessions per game. Like style of play, especially in the playoffs, comes to a screeching halt with all these teams trying to play fast because possessions are too damn valuable.
Will it look bad though sometimes when a fast team is playing this old ass Clippers team transition? Like to that point, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It's going to be infuriating sometimes.
You're going to say, run, Kris, run faster. The second part of this though, there's going to be a whole lot of dunks. That you are right about that, Califuya. There will be a whole bunch of dunks and it's going to rule.
There's also a difference between pace of play and fast break points per game. Like those two things aren't always correlated. The Clippers were, I think, 23rd. They were almost bottom 5 in pace, but they were 15th in fast break points. They were tied with the team. They're basically like a fraction of a point away from being top 10 in fast break points last season because they'd still have selective hit-ahead passes that they emphasized going back to last training camp. So you can still see explosive dunks. You still saw plenty of that from DJ last season, and the Clippers picking and choosing when they get out in transition.
And now we got John Collins. We had one guy who was good in transition last year, which was Derek Jones Jr. And now we have 2. Maybe they'll make Brook Lopez run a bunch. That would be funny. They're like, Brook, if anyone else gets the board, you need to run a damn fly route to the other basket.
Beat your man down the floor and seal up against a small man, and we'll get it to you.
Van Gundy just yelling at Brook Lopez to beat his guy down the floor. T Felt 3 asking, would CP3 be in the closing lineup? I'm thinking
if he has a really good game or a really good stint early on, maybe.
Yeah. I'm thinking probably not. On the whole, probably not.
Yeah.
I could see a planned regular scenario. No, probably not.
Right. Like, respectfully to Chris Paul.
If Chris Paul looks as good as he did last season, and he was really good, you look at the advanced stats, and I was running through 2-man lineups and who was the best next to Wemby, and it was clearly him. And his assist to turnover ratio, it was like 7.5 assists to a turnover and a half per game.
An Updike favorite.
That is valuable. That's valuable late in games where the Clippers had a real turnover problem in fourth quarters and during clutch time last season. I don't think it'd be crazy if he's playing well to start the season, looking like he did last year, that Coach Lou leans on him at times. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
It just depends on the rotation around him. I think.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, just depends on the rotation around him. Because I'm not against it in theory. But if you have, any combination of Harden, Beal, and Dunn out there at the same time, like that, I don't know. That just kind of changes everything. I
bet you he starts fourth quarters.
Harden, Beal, Dunn, Lopez, Zoo. Who says no to that? I like the starting fourth quarters idea.
I could see that. Him and Brook Lopez will be starting fourth quarters together.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, Zoo plays the entire third. Kawhi comes out, with maybe the 5-minute mark of the third. James Harden comes out around the 3-minute mark, and CP3 is maybe playing the end of the third. into the start of the fourth or something like that. But that's still dependent on the night if he's already playing earlier in the game or not. If he's available in the rotation that night.
Right. Yeah, because it's going to be up and down. Some nights, what did they say? Some nights he's going to play a lot of minutes. Some nights he's not going to play any minutes.
Otherwise, that's Bradley Beal's. Like, if he's having a great game, he's going to play heavy minutes.
It is a trip. Not a single question about Bradley Beal submitted. Just thought it was funny. It's a pretty big addition. Guy who's going to be starting.
CP3 sound like they're close. They were training in Augusta together. Like, he calls him Brad. They're tight, man.
Be rad. All right, last question before the break. Von Solo says, shout out Von Solo. They send in questions a lot. I'm excited to see this team as is get to work, but there seems to be concern amongst Clipper Twitter with Bogi's minutes in particular. Is there a player archetype or skill that you could see Bogi being flipped for that is complementary and not just another redundancy? I think time will tell with this one. We don't know what teams are going to look like before the deadline. I see the concern, right? But
it's been brought up a lot, but a $16 million expiring contract, basically, because it's a team option for next year, is valuable. Why not let things play out, figure out what you need, and then you have a trade asset there in Bogi? Possibly.
Yeah, I don't know. There were some highs with the Bogi experience that I would say I'd be kind of willing to let it ride and just see what it is there fit wise, see what you have. And also, like, I mean, we've talked about before, like, we can't assume full health all the time with this team.
Yep.
And it's not at the same level, obviously, as Norm Powell, but like, how many seasons in a row did people bring up, oh, Norm is expendable, we should trade Norm? And then how much did we need to lean on him every damn season? Like, it's just, I'm not saying that Bogi is at that level, but there were some highs. I do see some opportunities for fit, and I do see a team that can struggle offensively. I think he could get things going on the right night. So I'm saying ride it at least to the trade deadline, and then see if there's anything out there that's worth your while, of course.
Because if you have a 3-man bench lineup that includes Chris Paul, Bogi, and again, back to Brook Lopez, who's going to be a pretty big part of this bench, like, there's space out there. Like, Bogi, and like we talked about, Bogi doesn't have to do the stuff that he's not supposed to do. We don't have to be like, Bogi's pretty good at actually putting the ball on the floor.
He also got Zoo his first triple-double. Retire the jersey is what I'm saying. Put the jersey in the rafters.
Honestly, really could not agree more with that.
Zoo's normal size. His kind of tiny, but next to it. But,
they're going to need his shooting, too. Because if DJ and Dunn are both coming off the bench, which we're kind of anticipating at this point, they're out there, like, you need another shooter. It's not enough to go, John Collins on lower volume shot 40% from 3 in 40 games last season, and he can help spread the floor. Like, you need somebody that can really shoot the ball. And he did after the first couple of weeks and then didn't in the playoff series, unfortunately, against Denver, Bogi.
And Derek Jones will be out there. Another guy who can shoot sometimes from outside, but not incredibly reliable.
If he and Dunn play together much, while defensively you're going to be great, you have to have another like Bogi, Beal, one of those two guys is going to be out there.
The balloons agree. With everything we're saying. All right, that about wraps it up for the first segment. We are going to answer some fun questions in the second segment, and we are going to talk dips. I have a very interesting dip chip experience this week that I'm excited to talk about. If you're listening to us, there's going to be some ads. If you're watching us at youtube.com/ClippersPodcast, we're still here. So we are back in just a couple seconds with more questions and, of course, Dip Talk.
Welcome back into Clips and Dip, your favorite, we hope, Clippers podcast. Look, we talked about some real questions, some real stuff. It's time to get into some fun stuff. Some interesting questions via our mailbag, which you can send to us over at Twitter. That's at ClippersPod. You can also maybe send them on YouTube. That's
you can send them for sure.
At Clippers Podcast. They may or may not be received.
I'm sorry, everybody.
The show's Clips and Dip. It's the off season. We got to talk dips. But let's get into some more questions. Sal Cart wanted to know, who is the better player by the by the way, between this version of Zoo and Prime DJ.
Between this version of Zoo and Prime DJ, where did Adam go?
Unclear.
Is he in the crosshairs of the cellular mob again?
Unclear.
He might pop back up in his car. He's back.
Sorry, guys.
You're fine. Did you hear the question?
I got the question. I mean, I got the rundown open. I mean,
okay. Hey,
talking here.
Hey, new thing, new season, new stuff. I guess
first time for everything.
They called me the rundown. It's not about that Dwayne Johnson movie.
I think it's a good question. I also like that this question kind of pertains that this is not the prime version of Zoo yet.
I'm trying to think. So DJ was an all-star. He made third team all-defensive team.
Let me look. Yeah, I thought he made.
Or is there only a first and a second in the all-defensive?
Rebound leader.
Team all-defense. No, I'm just kidding.
There might only be two. Zoo just made second team, right?
Okay, here we go. All-Star in 2017, All-NBA first team in 2016, two-time All-NBA third team.
Okay.
In 2015. I guess we're saying let's call his prime 2017 because that's when most of these accolades come from. I guess. Two-time all defensive first team. And 15-16, two-time rebounding leader. Those two-time all defensive first teams.
Damn.
Are carrying a lot of weight in this particular argument.
And he was a rebound leader at least once, wasn't he?
Two times.
That's what I thought.
I wonder what's the highest he's finished in Defensive Player of the Year. Because Zoo just finished 6th. He's probably finished higher with those first teams.
Zoo's also an infinitely better passer of the ball.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
Like just
Zoo creating his own shot on the block, infinitely better. DJ, infinitely better as just a straight lob threat rim runner. He's one of the best ever.
Oh, yeah.
Defenders, I think Ivica Zubac's, I don't know, protecting the rim. I know DJ has the athleticism, of course. Was he better, though, a weak side guy and coming over and having those big blocks than just playing straight up? Like, was there anybody like Jokic that DJ was getting the best of at times?
I think that's an interesting consideration because, like, you know, by all metrics with the way the game has sort of moved, you would think where Zoo started his career with the Clippers, he would be a dinosaur. Like, he would be phased out of a starting rotation by now. And I do think his game has evolved as such that he's able to stay on the floor. But again, it's apples to oranges when you're comparing eras, even though it's not that long ago. It's less than a decade ago, really.
And DeAndre finished 3rd in DPOY voting, was his best.
I think he would be. See,
good question.
We didn't get that second series against Golden State in 2015 because how much was DJ taken off the floor in the first round in 2014 against Golden State? But that was still Mark Jackson as their head coach. 2015 would have been a good test for, can this guy play against a team like this and stay out there on the floor? Because I think I would lean towards trusting Zoo more in that situation.
It's close to a toss-up.
It is close to a toss-up.
I'll tell you who has the higher potential, though. That's Ivica Zubac.
Yeah.
Work thus far, though, regardless of eras, I might lean DJ. But I don't know. I don't know that we've seen Zoo's peak.
Yeah. If you just take DJ up until he's 28, how much of that stuff is on there? Like,
yeah, that's true.
But he did kind of, it took him a little bit of time, but then I like them both.
Yeah.
Thank you for the question.
Great question.
How about this? Both. Sal, what about that? Redondo Mike asking, it has not been a good week for ex-Clippers, by the way. Will Dante Jones ever recover from the viral video of him last week? If you missed it.
Adam, you want to break it down? You want to Zapruder this one?
Didn't see it.
Dante Jones was caught digging in his butt at a hotel waiting for an elevator, smelling it, and then putting it on the wall.
Wiping it on the wall.
Everything I said is accurate right there. I don't
Allegedly.
think. Yeah, the video. I don't think what is he going to recover from? He wasn't. You have to recover from something if you got knocked down from something.
Is any publicity good publicity?
That's not what I'm arguing. But you know what I mean? Like, he didn't, like, he wasn't on something and it was like, oh, now you wiped your shit all over the wall. Now you're off that thing. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, he wasn't perhaps like on a list for being on an island or something.
Of course. But I don't think this affects his life in any way. And I would love to be rich enough where this kind of thing doesn't affect my life in any way. It's rough.
Well, I think right now, if like,
I think people forgot about it because these questions are from like 2 days ago. Like,
yeah. And if like KTLA was like local museum employee digs in blood, Selson and White's on LA. I think you'd be in the clear, man.
I think
now if they said niche Clippers podcaster, then you might have some problems.
If I were to do something like that at the museum, I should be fired. If KTLA, also, first of all, screw whichever one of my hypothetical coworkers dimes me out to KTLA for doing this. Adam, your take.
We've all done some regrettable things, and we weren't always caught on camera.
Sure. I don't think he's going to recover. He'll be fine. He's doing a lot better than another former Clipper, which we're not going to talk about on this show because that just generally seems like a sad situation.
Oh, you mean Marcus Morris and the bad checks?
Shit. Yeah. What are we doing here? There's like one
place. Times I've been biting my tongue the last 2 minutes, and I'm just going to continue to.
There's just one. There's like
about the Morris situation, or
about Dante Jones. You're saying it's fine. It's no big deal.
I don't know, guys. Let's move on.
I'm just saying you should. The casino's always going to get anyway. Ex Mongo Project. Will, this one's for you.
Yeah.
Is it our year?
Did I ask that question? Who asked that? Oh, Ex Mongo.
Honestly,
shout out Ex Mongo.
Could be our year for what? I'm not going to say.
You got a lot more. There's a lot more secrets.
Sounds like our year for surprises, I guess.
Yeah.
It's our year for something. I'm not going to say what.
Okay, I like that. And then the final question from Hard Boiled Bees, which translates into our, I think, the most liked segment of the show. If the Clippers were a dip, and we're going to say the 25-26 Clippers were a dip, what would they be and why? It's a good question. No one's ever asked this, I don't think. We've gotten Cutest Clipper from Ryan Snelling
would be...
like 50 times.
I feel like older people enjoy a bean dip.
I was going to say like some sort of like schmear or lox dip that was at a picnic, and it's kind of been in the sun for a little while.
You've heard of the dip. You know that it's good. It like
I'm pretty liberal about those things. Also, pop that baby in the freezer for a couple minutes. Little chip. Sounds good to me.
Adam having bean dip demographics in his head, I like. Old people liking bean dip is funny. I was going to say French onion dip.
For Batum?
Old, reliable. Yeah, it's old, reliable. You know what I mean? It gets the job done.
Prune salsa.
You know what?
Prune salsa, is that a thing?
It is now, Buster.
If you have a good prune salsa recipe, drop it.
I will make one up.
Dude, honestly, we might need prune salsa next week.
I think a spinach artichoke dip, man.
That's a good one.
That strong spinach dip, you know?
I like that. That old man strength.
Yeah.
Okay.
Popeye cracked a few cans of spinach open.
That's true.
Steak tartare, which I'm contending is a dip.
That's for the dude. Save it for the Patreon, bro. That's for the dip.
A steak tartare in a place like the Smokehouse.
Okay. Yeah.
Good cheese bread, but not
cocktail
the best.
Sauce? Like
it's not the best.
Sauce? It's pretty good cheese bread. You ever been to Hoagieville, Missoula, Montana? They got some pretty good cheese bread.
Is this place called The Boat? You guys know about The Boat in like Pasadena?
I know about Chowder Barge. Not in Pasadena, it's in Long Beach. They filmed quite a few scenes of the newest I Know What You Did Last Summer there.
Clearman's Galley. That's the place. Get the cheese bread. Best ever.
Han and I have been there. I wish the inside wasn't so hellish.
Well, you got to fight for that cheese bread.
It's more about the cheese bread than the interior decor.
You can get it to go.
Dude, getting cheese bread to go from a place in Pasadena, again, another level of wealth I'd love to be on. Okay, dip talk.
Okay, can you guys talk among yourselves for 1 second? I just gotta go grab mine.
Sure, we're gonna interrogate Adam on if he actually brought a real dip. Adam, the fans have been concerned. What kind of dip did you bring today to share with us? Which you do push the boundaries, which we appreciate.
I'm asking the real questions here. What constitutes a dip? And so I've gone with Greek yogurt, and I think I was mostly a no. And I went with honey, and I think honey was a little bit closer.
Honey was
if you dip it with a Cheerio necklace that you're wearing that you made at your
all-time
summer school arts and crafts class. So today I'm going back to the basics. Is air a dip? No. I got Tostitos medium queso dip. Can't
just
go
medium.
wrong with it. I don't know if they make. I haven't seen the hot. Do they even make one?
I don't think they. I don't think they sell the hot
medium, but I don't see it.
They don't sell the hot version in Burbank. They're like, this isn't gonna sell here.
Yeah. Is there a mild, a medium, and a hot, or just medium? I don't know. But earlier I was just using, at a Sam's Club or Costco, you can get these little chicken bite things, like pre-made chicken breasts. It's like I was just dipping that in it earlier. It was good.
Protein maxing.
Yeah, I was on my wheel trip trying to low carb it.
Okay. Adam brought a dip. He did. Oh, would you bring it to the bar? He did Tostitos medium cheese dip.
Where is it?
I'm pretty sure I brought it to whatever our last barbecue was.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
It was a hit.
Will, are you good to present, or do you need a few minutes to gather yourself?
No, I can present.
And make it.
I got this a Whole Foods 365 tzatziki.
Okay, guys got the mirror camera on today.
Eating it on is it mirrored? No, it's not.
Oh, the tzatziki look backwards, or I just can't read. Maybe that shit's backwards.
I prefer it mirrored.
It's not mirrored. It's not mirrored. This is my right hand on my right side.
I don't know what to tell you.
His name tag's correct. It says William and then Updike.
Yep. The name. These are production name tags. These are in our homes. Do you got a mute?
Is that celery backwards?
Wait, is that roots?
What's the right side of it? I can't tell.
Which way is your toilet spinning? Are you going yay or nay on the tzatziki? Is this your first taste of it? I like that thrill.
Guy just ran across the streets of the store real quick.
I'm gonna be honest. This is slapping. I like it. There's some big chunks of cucumber in there. A lot of dill, which is a key to a tzatziki. I think if I was to present this, this is good enough looking that you could pass this off as your own. I'd just put it in a different container and maybe squeeze a little lemon juice in there.
There you go. William Updike-Akis out here making his own tzatziki. So you bring it to the barbecue.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Cool. Hell yeah. Okay. I went with, this is more of a chip heavy one because we're always talking the dips. So the dip I went with was Haig's Delicacy Spicy Hummus. Pretty good dip. I would bring this to a thing. The chips I got for it, because I was like, why does this person have these chips? You guys know I'm not like a celebrity worshiper. I'm not like, oh, what did Milton Berle recently do? Oh, what did Orson Welles just put out? I have to buy it. That's not me. But I saw that.
Drink that Diddy Ciroc.
Yeah. Hey, okay. Let's not. Well, that's a crazy allegation. I'm not a Ciroc guy.
See, I thought the Diddy. Okay.
That's what I'm most upset about. Lionel Messi has his own flavor of chip that is Argentinian style steak.
Wow.
Which
I've been seeing these around. I'm anxious for this review.
Part of me thinks the chips that are flavored like actual food are just made to start us to believe that it's okay. We don't need to eat the steak and we can have the steak flavored chips. That's for the Patreon. The chip itself without the dip, bad. The man can play soccer. The chips, it just tastes kind of like worse sour cream and onion a little bit.
Not steak at all.
Barely steak.
Didn't he have that bad burger at the Hard Rock Cafe too?
Yes, he did. So it's grilled steak flavors with notes of chimichurri. It's okay by itself, not good. Spicy hummus though kicks it up a notch.
Saves the day.
The flavors work well together. The chips I would not bring to a barbecue. I would very much bring this dip. These chips are incredibly okay.
Incredibly.
Sorry, Leo. Not my goat. This knocked him off the list.
Yeah, where's the CR7 chip?
Oh man, that's an air chip. The CR7 is for sure like chips made from
because he's so shredded.
Yeah, that costs $13,000. I think we went 3 for 3 on dips again.
We haven't lost yet, unlike Messi.
Exactly. Clips and dip 1, Messi 0. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Messi.
Dude, shake that penalty kick.
Yeah. Do you think he'd come on the pod to defend his chip flavor?
With like the head of Lay's,
Yeah.
Lay's with him to.
Or
Yeah,
he'll send his bodyguard to just beat the shit out of all. Or just me, because I'm the only one who said anything bad. All right, anything else about these Clippers or these dips before we head on out?
No.
All right, we're wrapping it up.
Let's eat.
Let's eat. There we go. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. We might be off next week. I'm out of town, full disclosure. So there's a chance we don't do an episode. I'm going to Argentina to get to the bottom of this steak scenario. Will, where can people review us in any form?
So you can review this show over on Apple Podcasts or Spotify for audio platforms. You can, of course, listen to it on anywhere you get your podcasts. I just don't know if you can review it there. So if you know, I guess let me know. But you can comment on this video, any of our videos over on youtube.com. That's at Clippers Podcast, which is, of course, the best way to consume the show. But however you listen, however you watch, we appreciate you.
We do. We've been asking a lot from the audience this week, and I think they'll be able to deliver. Prune dip recipe, new place to review the pod. Now for the most important part of the show. Adam Osland, one positive thing about the Clippers before we head out.
I don't know if you guys saw, but CP3's back, and he looked pretty ageless. Now, I wasn't there in person, but my God, I'm motivated to eat better. I'm about to throw out this
Throw it out.
queso. Well, I had my share, but it's time to live better, to do better. And Chris Paul did say, and really made it a point to acknowledge Clipper Nation and what they mean to him. But he talked about how we deserve good things. We deserve a winner. Like, I'm all in. I'm ready. I'm ready to start now. I know we got like at least 2 months till preseason, but training camp. But I'm pretty hyped for this season now. It's real. It became real. CP3 is a Clipper, and thank God he is, because again, he was able to wash that terrible, nasty taste out of my mouth, not from the Argentinian steak Lay's chips, but from Happy Gilmore too. Just having him here turned my week around.
There we go. We don't want to get Adam started on Happy Gilmore Tour. We'll be here for another 2.5 hours. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. We will maybe see you next week, but if not, we'll absolutely see you soon. And as always, let's go Clips.